there's the case of the Dolphins, who are they've given up. They've just given up. Now, Chris Grier spoke, the general manager of the Dolphins spoke today. And if we can get that soundbite that I was gonna do it in my four downs, but I'll just do it right here, if you don't mind. Chris Grier of the Dolphins said that the Laramie Tunsil trade came up with the team that just kept on calling. It was the Texans, just kept on calling.
Wow,
he even said he told a story that he had that the Texans' offer was on a grease board in Grier's office. Tunsil walked in, according to Grier, and said, "Wow, I'd trade me for that haul too." And that basically it was the Godfather deal and wasn't a plan to give up the left tackle,
right?
Who at some point will have to get paid, but is exactly the piece that you build around left tackle, quarterback, defensive back, defensive line. Maybe not in that order. You build around quarterback, left tackle, defensive line, and then defensive back. If you're building a team, right? That's maybe the order. You get your studs at that position.
Yep.
You don't trade the left tackle.
No.
And you don't trade the defensive back who's 22. You don't do that.
No.
But he said Grier said that he, Brian Flores, and Stephen Ross, the owner, went to Minka Fitzpatrick and said, "We love you. We don't want to trade you. If you want out, fine. But we don't want you to. Please." They all tried, and he basically said, "I want out." So they gave him the exit visa. When Grier was asked, "Does that mean you're going to give everyone the exit visa?" No. Just the ones that are going to net the first rounders. They now have 3 first rounders in next year's draft. 3. Their own, the Texans, and now the Steelers, which, depending on how Mason Rudolph does, could be a top 10 pick.
They have so many picks.
They have 2 second rounders next year, their own, and the Saints. They have 5 picks in the top 64 next year. So that's why I tweeted out that the last time Miami owned Las Vegas like they'll do for the draft was when Hyman Roth backed Mo Green, a great man of vision and guts. Of course, there's no sign or a plaque or a signpost in that town.
There's not.
So put it all together, and you've got a Dolphins team that is flat out trying to tank. From the front office, they have coveted Tua the first minute he looked off Georgia's safety and threw a dart to beat Georgia in the national championship game coming off the bench. He had the Dolphins at hello. Speak to anybody in this business. He had the Dolphins at hello. I heard at the draft in Dallas 2 years ago that the Dolphins coveted Tua. So Chris Grier was asked today, what do you say to fans that aren't going to get their money's worth?
What would you say to fans who are wondering if they're getting their money's worth?
I would say to fans that I appreciate their support. And, they deserve a winner. We're trying to build them the winner. I would think the fans would also say that the cycle we've been for the last 10-plus years is not good enough, and we're trying to right that as fast as we can. They deserve a winner, and we're trying to do that for them.
Look, it's been terrible there, obviously, but just because it's been terrible doesn't mean that you nakedly tank from the front office. Nakedly. Because Grier even said openly in this press conference, and he is right on, they could have pretty much whoever they want in the draft next year. They could do whatever they want, pretty much have whoever they want in the draft next year because they have the draft capital to move up. Unless they're not the first overall selection, and whoever holds the first overall selection does not need a quarterback.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.